Hi everyone, welcome to the Black Bulls podcast. And I'm gonna be your host. So today we're gonna be talking about Chelsea versus Man City, and I'm in awe. I'm in a shock. I am flattered. I am flattered by Pochettino's Chelsea, the way they handled Man City. Even though they didn't win, it was a draw, 4-4, but it was impressive to see Chelsea after spending 1.69 billion euros last year and flopped came in with a new coach, Pochettino. Although he's recognized as one of the best coaches, he really was outstanding against Pep. Because I'll be honest, although some were like it should be like that for Chelsea, because they've spent so much money last year and didn't provide. But this year with that new coach, they are providing. Chelsea came in with the staple squad of what they bought last year, the players they bought, and it really was outstanding a few days ago to show that in Stamford Bridge, Chelsea really outplayed Man City. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion here. For me, I thought Chelsea was supposed to win because the first penalty given to Man City was actually wrong. They started out with Man City saying they played a 4-1-3, a 3-1-4-2, but in obvious fact, they were actually playing 3-5-2. If you look at it properly, that's how the formation. That's how they stood throughout the game. But in reality, they were just leaving a single pivot in the middle of the pitch, which was Rodri. Well, alongside when they're attacking, that's how they play. But when they're defending, they tend to reconcile together and bring down Alvarez, or sometimes they bring in Ruben Diaz or the likes of Kyle Walker as a midfielder, which is very good at to help Rodri secure. But Man City have showed their flaw in the last game against Chelsea, which was foreseen by other coaches, but they couldn't exploit it. But my GD mastermind, Pochettino, really dealt with that. The way he exploited that transitional play between City, which they really don't like. Because before, they had the likes of De Bruyne. He attacks, he comes back to the midfield, helps Rodri a little bit. But now that you don't have the likes of Gundogan or De Bruyne, it's really going to be difficult. So Pochettino probably saw that they don't, when they're regrouping, it takes time. That's why they love controlling the game a lot, which Rodri even explained a little bit at the end of the game when he was being interviewed. So what Pochettino did was he just left one striker, which was Sterling. If you looked at the game properly, it showed that Nicholas Jackson was in front of Sterling. But in the actual fact of the game, if you watched it properly, you would have seen that Sterling was the one in front of the three defenders, Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, and Akanji. While Ruben Diaz was shifted to the right backside, he was actually controlling the middle. Yeah, so as Sterling was the one on top, it was a very risky decision Pochettino made because if they were leaving a lot of space, they were bringing in Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, Gallagher, and this one I call and Enzo. Enzo was with Caicedo in the midfield, the pivot area. They were the ones in the midfield. So Man City was really dominant. Was really a 3-2 versus them. Sometimes even 4-2. But Enzo and Caicedo were able to box the midfield, take control over Man City's attack, while Cucurella was faced against two, Alvarez and Foden. Although most people were like thinking that Phil Foden and Alvarez were gonna destroy Cucurella, he really pocketed the two of them. Like he put them in his pockets, the left one and the right one. Alvarez was in his right pocket, Phil Foden was in the left. They tried to shift their place, but unfortunately Cucurella was able to stomp on them And Haaland scores penalty, like I said earlier. I don't understand the penalty. How can you, if you looked at it in the right angle, not in the angle from behind, the right angle, you'll see that in the replay, Haaland was pulling onto Cucurella's arm, his shirt, his long sleeve. Then Cucurella hold him back. So I don't understand how that. It's too soft for a penalty. Like I don't understand. But anyways, so after that happened, back into the game. Rich James really did well. Him and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, although he was in the middle with Nicholas Jackson, uh, sometimes with Gallagher, them three, or sometimes with even who Enzo, or sometimes you have Rich James coming. But the three of them really were outstanding behind Sterling. And to the fact that people were thinking that Jackson was going to be in front, and it was that as a risky option, like I said, but it really worked out. If you saw in the play, I've never seen Man City play this disoriented in a long time. And Chelsea really made them look like an average team. They made them look like an average team. Like, just imagine. Chelsea really outdid themselves for the fact that when they played against Man City, Cole Palmer was able to stop Gvardiol and Doku. And that was the main reason why they were there. Gvardiol and Doku love space. They both move the ball. They're shifty. He's a shifty halfback. Doku is a shifty winger. But James and Cole Palmer, were able to hold them down, especially Cole Palmer. He was able to hold down Doku like he was playing against his old team. I mean, even though they were in the same team, but I don't think they met each other for a long time. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, big up to Cole Palmer and Rich James. But in the second half, when Rich James came out, Mudrik came in with how to call it, Broja. These two really did well, and the fact that and Malo Gusto too. Malo Gusto came in. Mudrik dribbled the ball, gave it to Sterling. Sterling was actually the one with the ball, dribbling, holding. Because if you look at it, Ruben Diaz and Akanji, normally they do not leave their man marks. They mark their people. But on that last match, they were so disoriented. They didn't even know who to mark. Is it Sterling, Jackson, or Malo Gusto? They left Sterling, Jackson, and Gusto and went on to Sterling. And Sterling was able to drag them and give the ball straight where he wanted it to Malo Gusto. And in a million times, I was thinking that Gusto was going to score. And the guy missed, which really pissed me off. Even though I'm a Barcelona fan, hey, I watched the match and I enjoyed Chelsea dealing with Man City. So, on to the next thing. Uh, I'm just going to cut it short. So, Cole Palmer really just stepped in and be like, and Peter Dude really commented by saying, City's boy is Chelsea's man. And he really did prove it. This guy was bossing around Gvardiol and Copa and this one, Jeremy Doe. Like, the nigga's skin is not even that big. He's not that short. But he was able to cut them off. Not only that, he stepped up for a penalty. A 20-year-old boy stepped up for a penalty and put it in the back of the net. And the guy just stood like nothing happened. Like, that shocks me. I don't know if it shocks you guys, but it really shocks me. So apart from that, I want to say Chelsea really outdid themselves and showed Man City's flaw, which I love. So maybe we might see other teams use it and get better at it. But let's see. Let's wait and see.